Hello, this is going to be a meditation associated with light. So let's start by making ourselves comfortable, whether you're seated in a chair or lying down, wherever it might be that you're at right now. Just make yourself comfortable, settle into the chair or the floor or the bed. And let's start by just softening our gaze. If you like, you could close your eyes, letting your eyelids rest gently. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, then lower your eyes to the floor or something that's not going to move, and just look at it gently, not staring intently at it, but let your focus soften. Let your eyelids soften. Let your body start to soften. Start to sit gently in the chair. And we'll begin our meditation by just taking a couple of breaths to center ourselves. So just breathe in, hold the breath for a couple of seconds, let the breath out again. Take a second breath in and out, breathing all the way out. Now become aware of your breathing. The natural rhythm doesn't require any thought. Our bodies can breathe without us trying. As we become more aware of that breathing, let's start to focus our attention on our hands, on our palms. Start to sense the energy coming out of our hands. The energy might pulse in a rhythm to our breathing. Maybe you can sense the energy coming out of your hands when you breathe out. Maybe sense some cooling or energy moving in when you breathe in. And you start to focus on that energy flow, the patterns of it. You might be able to sense your hands getting slightly warmer. Now that we're relaxed and calm, I'm going to move a bit further on with this meditation. Start to explore some new areas. So I'd like you to start imagining or seeing in your mind's eye an open field. Green grass growing in the field. Maybe it's spring or early summer. It's not too hot. The sun's in the sky, keeping us warm. Maybe a few gentle clouds. We're just walking slowly through this field. Grass slightly cool under our feet. If we're barefoot, we might feel it more. Maybe you've got some shoes on or sandals. Either way, we're walking slowly and carefully through the field, softly touching the ground. Maybe there's a tree in the field. Maybe we can see that tree standing all alone, stationary and solid in the field. Let's go up to that tree. Start to look at what type of tree it might be. Could be any tree that pops into your head. Could be a pine tree or an oak tree. Maybe a fruit tree, an apple tree, a cherry, maple, maybe an exotic tree like a ginkgo. Whatever it might be, let's look at the leaves on that tree. What's the shape, the colour? Is it dark green, light green? Maybe it's got a touch of red in there. Maybe it's very red. Maybe it's a copper colour. And as we look at the leaves, they might move gently in the breeze, seemingly moving of their own accord. As our attention focuses now from the leaf onto the stem that the leaf is attached to, and then from that stem onto the branch, the woody, stalky branch. So we follow that branch down, joins other branches and starts to get thicker. And then as we keep following that branch down, finally joins on to the main trunk of the tree. Take a moment to look at the bark of the tree. Maybe it's rough, maybe it's smooth. Could have some big cracks in it, or it could be solid. Trees come in all different sorts. Take a moment just to look at that. What nature has created. As we start to now carry on our journey down the tree, looking down that splendid trunk, a trunk that provides the support and the energy and the life, and the water, the nutrients up into the leaves of the tree. Maybe we can marvel at the simplicity of it, and yet how valuable it is. As we go down the trunk, we get towards the base of the trunk, where it starts to flare out and get larger as this tree starts to spread its roots. Maybe you can see some of those roots sticking out of the ground, or maybe feel the ground undulate under your feet as the roots pushing up the earth and pushing down into the earth. And although we might not be able to see the roots in great detail, we know that they're there. We know that they follow a similar style to the branches above the ground. Those roots spread out under the ground. The thicker ones towards the centre and the main trunk, getting thinner and thinner as they stretch further down into the earth. See if you can imagine what it's like down there with those roots in the earth. It's dark, damp, nutrients, and the energy that might be down there. Maybe if we go down far enough, it starts to get a little warmer. Not too much, but just enough. Now if you focus your attention back towards the trunk of that tree, maybe just take a couple of steps back. Try and take in the whole of the tree. The leaves, all the leaves, creating the canopy of the tree. The branches all coming together towards the main trunk. That bark and the roots starting to go down into the earth. Just look at that whole tree and how all the little parts come together. How the leaves absorb the sunlight, carbon dioxide, and from that they grow and furl, provide nourishment to the whole tree. Those delicate branches holding everything together, coming down to the trunk, the sap passing through it, the moisture required by those leaves in order to function, the energy coming up from the ground, maybe the energy going down, those nutrients and water, the energy flow coming up, the heat and the light, the universal energy coming down through the leaves, through the trunk, and down into the ground. For now, I'd like us to focus on the energy. Imagine those leaves spreading out, picking up light, the light energy emanating from the sun, the energies and the light coming from the universe, those rays coming down and touching those leaves. From those leaves, that energy transitioning through the branches to the trunk, the energy continuing to flow down through the trunk into the roots. And as that energy flows down to the tendrils on the roots, it connects with the earth, and that energy is provided to the earth as well. So the light energy from the sun and the universe is passing down through that tree, down into the ground, into the earth. A symbiotic relationship. The tree requires the soil, the earth, the stability to survive. And in return, it's providing that energy and light and heat down into the earth. Perhaps we can spend a moment here focusing on that draw of energy. Maybe we can start to see our bodies are like the tree. We too can draw energy in from the sun, from the universe, through our bodies and down through our feet into the earth too. So let's take a minute here, just focusing on that energy flow. As we breathe in, the energy is drawn in through the crown of our head. Energy passing down just like the tree through the trunk, through our feet into the earth like the roots of the tree into the earth. Become aware of the light of the sun, the light of the universe, the light that is within you, the energy that is within you. That light and that energy we can share. We can share with the earth. We can share with others. If we concentrate, maybe we can Send out waves of light around us, to the plants, the trees, the water, people, the animals, all around us. We can spread that light. We can spread that positive energy. And now it's approaching the time to leave the tree. We can take a couple of breaths first here. Maybe focus on that tree once more, taking in its natural beauty, the energy source the tree is, the connection that we have with it, the energy flows that pass through the tree, that pass through us. Let's take another step back. Maybe now we can start to see the tree in the field. We can see more of the sky. Now it's time to say goodbye to our tree. We say goodbye, but we carry it with us. We carry that tree with us in our hearts. That energy flow that we felt within ourselves. We can take that with us wherever we are. And remember that we can share our energy, our positive energy, our light energy, with everything around us. So as we turn around away from the tree now, and start to walk across the grassy field again, feeling that warm, light, life-giving sunshine as we walk out of the field. Start to focus our attention more on our surroundings. Sense of the chair, or the floor, the bed, the feeling of our body in its current position. We can focus again on the energy flow in our hands. Maybe we want to start to move our fingers, maybe run our hands together. Time to wiggle our toes, become aware of our legs, be aware of our bodies, our breathing. Start to become aware of the sounds around you. Maybe you can hear some birds outside, some noises from people around us, some external noises, whatever we might be hearing. Now it's time to end our meditation. We shall end this by taking a couple of deep breaths. And on the second deep breath, as we breathe out, we'll very gently open our eyes and start to look around the room we're in. So let's take the first breath. The second breath in, and as we breathe out, we'll open our eyes. Gently lifting our eyelids to let the light in. And with a soft gaze, look around. Ground ourselves back into the space that we are in. And now we're back in that space. But we're feeling lighter. We're feeling energized. Remember, you can always listen to this again and connect with that tree and with that light energy. Thank you for listening.